Curious, as these teams start to take shape in 2023 and then 2024, like what was your leadership style in conjunction with a player like Caitlin, but also the rest of your teammates?
Yeah, I would say like definitely those first 2 years, we definitely were working together to like, I was definitely more of like the calmer presence and being like, hey, like look me in the eyes, you know, deep breath, like it's all gonna be okay. And I think like the leadership style that I really had was just like trust. Like she trusted me because she had seen me like putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. Like,
what's it like being best friends with the most buzzed about star in college basketball? Kate Martin has the inside scoop, and she's not keeping quiet. From Caitlin Clark's jaw-dropping moves on the court to the wild, laugh-out-loud moments off it, Kate spills it all. Think epic plays, running jokes, and yes, even a rogue squirrel. Their unforgettable Iowa journey is more than a highlight reel. It's a behind-the-scenes adventure packed with personality, heart, and humor. One thing's for sure, life in Iowa was anything but ordinary.
Your head around 139 games, like that seems like a ton of games. And lucky enough, we've had postseasons where we've got a lot of extra games, whether it's been the Big Ten tournament, whether it's been the NCAA tournament. We've been able to have some long seasons, and that's something I'm really thankful for. And to be honest, like I don't think I have the type of career if I don't have a teammate like Kate. She's been one that has had my back. You know, she holds me accountable. I hold her accountable. But I think at the same time, like me and Kate are wired so similarly that like we get each other on a different level. She's so competitive. You know, her dad was a football coach growing up.
That era? Pure legend. Folklore level stuff. Kate Martin wasn't just a player. She was the pulse of the team. The heart, the hype squad, the steady voice on the sidelines. Floor general, 1 minute. Locker room therapist the next. Teen mom with a clipboard, teen prankster with a grin. She didn't just play basketball. She lived it with a kind of wired, relentless energy that made you want to chase a loose ball from your couch on a random Tuesday night.
Because you were the first person who I felt like said, yeah, Kate Martin's a pro. Like, draft Kate Martin. She's going to be able to do different things. I think you started saying that you're either sophomore or junior year. And you know, media members aside, I'm not, you know, maybe it's me, maybe it's not me, not going to throw myself under the bus here. We were like, you know what? I think she could be a fringe WNBA player. She has potential, but, you know, Caitlin's given her endorsement. If there's one thing I've learned about you in covering you for 4 or 5 years or whatever, how long it's been, when you talk ball, you genuinely talk basketball. Like there's no personal relationship attached. So I guess, how do you feel about Kate doing really well and unrivaled so far? And now she's getting a chance at the Valkyrie to really make a statement next year.
Now she's out there living her WNBA dream like it's a sports movie come to life. Only she's not just the star. She's the director, the cinematographer, and probably dropped the soundtrack too. Let's be real. Kate Martin wasn't just a leader on that Iowa team. She was the team's identity. Sure, Caitlin was out there draining logo threes and rewriting the laws of basketball, but Kate was the one making sure the scout was studied, the energy stayed high, and nobody forgot to hydrate. The backbone, the brain, the beat of it all.
So Caitlin Clark revealed her squad goals, sort of. This is a play on words, a pun, if you will, just having a little fun with Caitlin Clark's latest interview. She did an appearance with, I believe his name pronunciation is David Eichholt of Swarmcast 24/7 Sports. I will link the full piece in the description.
Whenever Iowa needed a stop, a spark, or just the perfect sarcastic comment to cut the tension, Kate Martin was there. Saw her landing in Golden State, the literal house of splash, where basketball IQ is valued as much as a 40-inch vertical feels like poetry. She's all hustle brains, and then more hustle for good measure. She fits like she's been there all along, slicing through defenses like a hot knife through miscommunication, drilling corner threes like they personally insulted her, and setting screens with the kind of physical commitment that suggests she's getting paid per bruise.
Notice about Caitlin's like work ethic.
Yeah.
Was there anything that stood out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was in the gym constantly.
Yeah.
And it was like the way she approached everything too was like, it was like with a sort of excellence. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to go through the motions and like whatever. It was like, no, like I'm here to kick your butt in every single drill, every single practice. Like, and especially whenever our like gray squad guys were playing against us, it was like if you're across from me, you're my enemy, you know? And like, I think that's just kind of how you have to approach things to get better. And she had that, you know, next level mindset, and it really just raised us all up with her.
Yeah, I
The
feel
Warriors might have the glitz, but Kate Martin brings that classic Midwestern grit, the kind that says, I boxed out for 14 years before I ever took a shot. Her draft night moment felt straight out of a movie. She was just there to support Caitlin, probably expecting to clap and sip a Sprite. Then, plot twist. She's walking up in heels she didn't plan to wear, shaking Kathy Engelbert's hand like, wait, me? Vegas? She fit right in. Kate doesn't do background roles. Rookie or not, she played like she'd been there forever, locking in during games, dominating the drills no one else wanted, and winning over Becky Hammon in record time. The vets love her because she does the little things that change everything. She's smart, tough, and turnover reverse like the ball's made of lava.
The workout or training video, I've discussed how Caitlin Clark is going to have time to work on her game that she otherwise hasn't had before. She went straight from college to the pros, grueling schedule to start the WNBA season. It's a scary thought for the rest of the league. I've articulated that on many occasions, but she said it herself too, which of course adds fuel to that. And then the other was Unrivaled and Kate Martin's performance at Unrivaled. Kate Martin has looked great thus far at Unrivaled. Obviously, Kate and Caitlin.
Then came Golden State, and the fit was almost too perfect. In a system built on constant movement and smart reads, Kate Martin feels like a natural extension of the playbook. She cuts when you blink, hits open threes like it's nothing, and turns broken plays into momentum. But Kate's more than what shows up on the stat sheet. She's a presence. Fans noticed. Whether it was the huddles, the high fives, or the non-stop energy, she made people feel part of it. That's why her jersey's in the stands even when she's not on the floor, because she gets it. She gets what sports are really about.
like looking back on it, and then even just talking to you now, it's like, yes, Caitlin is like a big focal point of the team.
Yeah.
She's going to have to do a lot of the scoring, all the things. And you, it's almost like good cop, bad cop or something.
Yeah.
Not, I don't mean it in like
No, yeah.
literal terms, but she just had to like be herself, and that
Yeah.
was going to win you games. But
Yeah.
then you had to come in and kind of be like a calming effect. And that, so
Teamwork, humility, tenacity, and the ability to laugh when a ref blows a call. Kate Martin's story is what happens when preparation meets heart and a little fate steps in. She wasn't supposed to make it big, but she did, and made it look joyful. She passed up shots to build teammates' confidence, dove for loose balls in blowouts, and never stopped smiling. That Iowa teen ran on connection, and Kate was the center of it all, the quiet hero everyone remembers. Even now, fans still say, remember that one time, Kate? Because when you love the game like she does, you never really leave it. You just carry it with you.
I think teammate relationships are like some of the most special and unique relationships you can have. This is Caitlin Clark. This is Kate Martin. They both played at Iowa, and tonight they'll play for the first time in the WNBA. And this is the moment that they see each other for the first time on the court. Like I said, the teammate relationship is already so special, but you can just imagine in Caitlin Clark's position, where she's already admitted it's quite isolating being this popular at this point, so much so that she doesn't really go out very much. Not to mention there's been so much criticism online, not by the players, but simply the territory that comes with being a...
Every teammate has a Kate Martin moment. She cracked a joke, eased the tension, then helped them win by 20. Her vibe is rare, calm, funny, real. Even opposing fans can't hate her. She probably fist bumped the Lynx mascot, and now they're pen pals. Kate brings main character energy without the ego. She lifts others up, makes the right play, and grinds like someone who has never handed anything. No hype, no flash, just work. She got her shot, and she's making it count.
Look great at Unrivaled thus far. There's no question about that. And it's funny that Caitlin emphasized exactly what Kate had said about playing free. Those were the words Kate Martin used when she talked about her unrivaled excellence. So it's fascinating to see it echoed. I don't know if that's because they talked or just they think alike. Obviously, they play alike in the way that they understand where to be on the floor together. They had so much success together. And I think a lot of people are excited about the possibility of what Kate Martin can do with the Valkyries, Caitlin Clark included, despite her saying she wants to recruit her and team up again.
So yeah, I'll always root for Kate Martin, like she's still in Iowa City, leading huddles, diving for loose balls, clapping for teammates. Whether she's in black and gold, red and silver, or blue and gold, her energy never changes. If basketball has a soul, and it does, Kate is part of it. And then there was that run. The completely unhinged, adrenaline-fueled, what on earth is happening run that sent Iowa to its first ever national title game. Caitlin Clark went scorched earth minus 41 points on LSU like it was personal, then 41 more on undefeated South Carolina like it was just cardio. The basketball world audibly gasped. But none of that happened in a vacuum. You don't drop back-to-back 41s in March without teammates who screen, defend, move, and basically read your mind. Kate was that teammate. The unsung rhythm behind the fireworks.
In her last game, Kate Martin had one of the best games in her WNBA career. She went off for 14 points in limited minutes, but let's watch some of these highlights because I feel like she finally found her groove. She was playing in the flow of the offense. As you can see here, she goes for a fast break. She beats her player off the dribble, goes left. And a lot of fans were saying, like, this looks like the OG Kate Martin, the Iowa Kate Martin. She is finally, finding her rhythm and getting involved, and she has a much bigger role on that.
I'd say so. Like, I just remember you have that summer before, and she was doing things that I had never seen anybody do before. And as a freshman, to come in and have that kind of confidence, like, not everybody has that. Like, I was like, oh, I haven't really seen anything like this. And so we knew she was going to be outstanding. And then, at the beginning of the year, we had some big wins, and there was highs and lows that year for sure. But, it took us a little bit to figure it out. But, it obviously turned out better than I could have ever expected.